Hello everyone, thank you so much for joining. We are currently in Budapest at the Lithium Ion Battery Europe 2023, hosted by SMM, the Shanghai Metals Market. And my name is Simon Engelke, founder and chair of Battery Associates. I'm very fortunate to have Mehdi with me, who is the Secretary General of the Indonesia Nickel Miners Association. Welcome.
Thank you.
So, nickel is, top of news. People talk about it all the time. I'm sure that keeps you quite busy.
Yeah, of course.
And maybe if you could start introducing, yourself and the Nickel Association, maybe how many members you have, and what this is all about.
Thank you. Well, we are Indonesia Nickel Miners Association. I can say that we are part of the government of Indonesia government, and of course from the industrial players of the nickel sectors, from upstream to downstream. And then currently we are established from the 6 years ago, March 6, 2017. And in the last 7 years, I can mention about the whole things we made it, okay, especially to increase the value added from the nickel sectors, okay, to the mining and then to the nickel downstream. Well, Indonesian Nickel Miners Association, we aim to like a bridge coming from the players, from the industry to the government. So we have almost 300 members coming from the company, not the personnel, but the company. They are in the nickel sectors, coming from the nickel mining company, the contractors company on the nickel mining, the trading company on the nickel one, and also from the smelter or the processing plant. And then now there's a lot of players who like to become our members with a lot of benefit as a members in the association. Of course, there's some priority to them to join with us. We try to encourage in terms of the how to make the good mining practices, and also, well, for your information, maybe we are the only one association, I can say, in the world to make our own price, for the local, for the domestic transaction on the nickel industry. Before, we don't have any benchmark price, right? So since 2017, 3 years, right, to make the formula, to make the program, and finally we did it on 2020. Put it under regulation. We call it nickel ore benchmark price. And that's what they make it, with the base transaction of local, to the smelter, from the mining to the smelters one. So any kind of the transaction should based on our price. So how busy we are. We release every month this price after signing from our ministry.
And is this price applying to everyone in Indonesia, or only your members?
Of course, whole.
Yeah.
Because this is coming to pay the royalty and tax to the government. We must pay 10% royalty to the government for any transaction of nickel ore. And then not only about the price, making the famous, the country will increase the value added coming from the royalty, coming from the tax, and also we can make like the miners from the nickel mining company, they will get more profit because there's a lot of ability as a miners, for the CSR, for the local society, for the after mining, and then and so on and so on. And then after that, not only talking about the price we make it, and about the condition of transaction. Okay. And then last month we just make it a new regulation. Finally, we did it, and the government approved. What we are like when we apply that some kind of document, in our country, in Indonesia, every mining, not only on nickel sectors, we have 47 critical minerals. How rich we are. And then coal, of course. Every year, if you would like to make a production, getting ore and selling your product, you must get some approval from the government, right? So every year you should apply. And then last month, finally we did it. We make a new one, at least not every year, not annually, to apply the permit. but every 3 years we make it. So everything just would like to make more simple, and then how to attract the investors coming, and then more easily to the industrial, and then more easily to controlling by the government also. That's what we make it. And currently, not only that, there's a big issue coming in terms of the whole product coming from Indonesia. You know, in Indonesia, in my country, my lovely country, we are the number one for the nickel resources. That's why everybody come take a look of Indonesia for the new energy.
Yes.
Yeah, especially on nickel one, that any kind of nickel product from Indonesia, you know, when we send it to another country, let's say to China, to Asia, whatever it is, we always use based on, let's say, London Metal Exchange price or LME price, or Shanghai Metals market price, SMM price. So I'm just curious, come on, this is our product. Why another country, we must check the price and then based on their price and send to another country? This belong to us. So since 3 months ago, like since I forget it, early this year, we tried to make it our own price. So it means it will release, the government approved to make it. The reason is not only about the price, that our own price, because the product coming from us, but this looks like our pride, not based on other country price. So I call it Indonesia Nickel Index. Yeah. It will release and launch early next year.
Exciting. We look forward to that, and I'm sure a lot of other people are as well to see that. And I guess maybe one quick word just on, because maybe as you said, right, you know, Indonesia being the big player there on the nickel side, like how is nickel mined right now in Indonesia? Maybe just for people who don't know anything about mining. Can you give a quick idea?
Oh, come on. If you're talking about Indonesia, as I mentioned, again, we have 47 critical minerals, not only about nickel. Yeah, we are success on nickel downstream. I can say maybe if you compare with other country who have a resource like Indonesia, we are the successful one. Because not more than 5 years we success for the nickel downstream. I can say for the smelters, they make a operation, they make a production for the nickel pig iron, ferronickel, nickel matte till the stainless steel. It's already 60 smelters. Can you imagine it? That's a huge investment, you know. And then for the battery material, for the MSP, nickel sulfate, it's already 5 factories. They make it for the HPAL technology. So there's a different typical coming from the pyrometallurgy to make the NPI ferronickel, and then hydrometallurgy to make a MSP and nickel sulfate or the battery material. So you see there's a 2 typical coming from the output and input. The input for the NPI, for the pyrometallurgy, I can say it's a high grade one or saprolite, and then for the MSP coming from the limonite or low grade, you know, in Indonesia, because we have a huge resources. And then I can say Indonesia, we have a laterite, not like Canada or Brazil. They have nickel also, but it's totally different.
Exactly.
And easy to make a production, and the point is a lower cost for the production in Indonesia.
That's really interesting, right? Because I mean, also how to attract investment, right, in Indonesia, and I guess cost is a big topic there as well. But what are other things? Maybe you mentioned like setting lithium, say nickel prices in Indonesia. Like, what are other, steps the government is taking to attract this investment?
You can imagine. You know, when the export ban coming, the point is how to increase the value added to the country. Not only selling the ore, the raw material, but at least there is some product coming from Indonesia. First, for the job creation, and then to increase the value investment of Indonesia. Mention about value added, you know. But since the export ban, so many foreign direct investment come to Indonesia, and then they put some investment and make some processing over there, especially on the nickel one, for the nickel downstream. As I mentioned, there's so many company coming, and then now we're starting to stop it, because I'm concerned for the our resources. It's not enough to covering all of them, you know. It will be more than 130 company So it means 130 factories for the nickel downstream. Can you imagine how much they needed for the nickel ore consumption? This year, 170 million ton. Last year, 101 million ton. And next 2 years, it will become more than 400 million ton. Wow. But the point is, why the whole investor try to making something in Indonesia? Of course, because we are the central and the source of the raw material. If you make some manufacture, some industry in the source of the material, you win the first, right? For the competition. Okay. The second thing, from Indonesia government give them a lot of facility, a lot of incentive. I can say quote unquote like too many free for them. Really, that's why I'm curious. So where is the value added if everything's for free? But that's a good idea, honestly, how to attract the investors coming, and then let them give some profit first, and after that looks like a grace period. Let them make it, let them get some profit first, and then after that, on the second stage, put them some tax. I can say, if you would like to make some investment in Indonesia, you will get like a facility on the tax holiday, on the tax allowance, and then I can say like a super deduction tax, and we have a lot of special economic zone, industrial park, and there's a lot of another benefit coming from the industrial park. So this is it. There's a lot of benefit if you would like to invest in Indonesia, and also if you compare with another country, we have the lowest cost for investment as a capex. If you would like to calculation about the capex and then the operational cost, first for the land acquisition, we are the lowest one price. Second, talking about the labor cost, we are the lowest in the world, I think. If you compare with another country, let's say like our neighbor in China, in Singapore, in Australia, we are the lowest one. And the third thing is, yes, the source, the raw material, the source in the raw material, and also a lot of facility from the government. So this is it. Not only talking about the nickel industry, but in any industry, in any investment, if you would like to put it in Indonesia, well, you will get a lot of benefit. That's why I talk about where is the value added.
Yeah, and that's kind of also, but you already touched on it before as well, right? Like on the ban, right? Like the nickel or export ban. I remember like in the media, right? People are like, oh, well, what's happening on this end? And then I think of curiosity also by other countries and other regions, and maybe also some concern is, suddenly is there enough nickel available, and whether it's going to do it to the cost or from other sources. So maybe what has been your, how maybe has your experience been also from industry? You already mentioned there's a lot of investment and a lot of support, but are there any downsides you have seen in this, or is it all has been positive from your end?
Yeah, I can say like this, for the nickel downstream, we are the beginners, right? We are new players. Of course, we need to learn from the expert one, right? But if you compare from Indonesia and also with other countries, well, different cultures, different topography, and then a lot of things difference if you compare with another country. Okay, and the point is we are success for the downstream program for the nickel, and then next year we will come into the next minerals for the to copy about the success story of nickel downstream. But the point is not only to make money, not only to make the profit, but not only to increase the value added, but now we are concerned about ESG, especially talking about the environmental issue. Yes, of course, but again, just because we just started, we are the new players. We success to make the program, we success to make the system, we success to attract the investment coming to Indonesia, and now we are coming to the next stage that we must concern about the futures. We must concern about the local society. We must concern about how to become the powerful country coming from our resources, but to create some regulation, especially to put it in some industries, not easily. Indonesia, 17,000 island, with 208, almost 280 million people, with I can say 718 languages. Oh my God, you can imagine how to control it, right? 17,000 islands. Not like in Europe, you are in a mailing area, like in China, but in Indonesia, not easily to connect each city, you know. So I can say that, and of course, next year we become the election for the next president. Well, I can say a next program coming, a new regulation will coming, will change. But lucky to us, we have association. That's the point of association. Become a bridge coming from the manufacturer, from the players, and to the government. What you needed, what the government needed, what the players needed from the government to support them. You know.
And getting the government support there as well. And I'm wondering if there's anything you can share, for example, from an emission. You already touched on ESGs, and of course there's many topics, biodiversity, all the other topics, but also from an emission standpoint right now, maybe per ton of nickel, produced in Indonesia, and also also nickel is used in a lot of other applications, not just batteries, even though we maybe sometimes think so. At least on this podcast, but also of course, maybe what's the percentage of battery grade nickel at this point, which is getting produced in Indonesia?
Well, if we say it about our production in Indonesia, oh my God, in the last, I can say in the last 3 months, we crashed the market price. You know why? Because oversupply from the Indonesia product, from Indonesia nickel. Last month, I went to LMA Weeks, and the whole week's talking about nickel, Indonesia. Hey, what happened in Indonesia? Why you crash the market? Why you crash the price? Because of oversupply coming. As I mentioned, 60 companies, 60 factories already make operation. They make many products coming. That's why in our side we concerned about sustainability, right, for the supply chains. So step by step we're trying to make completed everything in our country, like how to control the supply chain. And then how to reduce, I can mention about illegal mining. Well, not only in Indonesia, there is illegal mining in other countries also. And if you're talking about the ESG, focus on the environmental issue. Again, we just new players. We are new players. We just started. If you compare with European company, in Europe, in America, they already started since maybe 50 years ago, 100 years ago, right? But in Indonesia, we still need to learn with another country how to make a proper on the ESG, proper in the good mining practices, proper in the after mining, proper in the local society to increase their life. Because mining not in the big city, not in the capital city, but I can say mining in the jungle, on the villages. They own the treasury, not us. But how to increase their life, to change their life, become better than better, before and after, before mining, before the factory over there, before the smelter over there, and now after they are in there, what they got it, So there's a lot of things that we need to create, talking about the system, a new system will coming. On my presentation here that I mentioned about who is the players, what we are capacity, what is the product coming from Indonesia, and then what is the solution for next to support the whole industry, and to support another company in another country in terms of the raw material of battery, like here in Europe. There's a lot of European company also in Indonesia, not only coming from China. So maybe you heard about the IRR from America, from United States, the incentive tax. They reject Indonesian nickel. What is the issue? Why they reject from Indonesian nickel? They mention about the environmental. They mention about China controlling us. But I can say, for me myself, thanks to China, because of them we are successful to make the nickel downstream. If there is no China, no others will like to take a look of Indonesia. they are the first to make Indonesia more famous than before, right? And also China, they not only invest in the nickel sectors, but in many sectors. I think not only in Indonesia, they looks like a fighters in every country, right? But again, thanks to China, they make it. They make us success for the nickel downstream. No. So this is it. A next step. What is the next step? What is the solutions? Yeah. Not only talking about, hey, come on, Indonesia, you're not concerned about the environmental issue, you're not concerned about the future, you're not concerned about the carbon footprint. Hello, sir. You just started 20 players. Let us try to learn step by step about that. Of course, we are concerned about it, but at least come on, try to teach us. So that's why we try to collaborate with another party. I can say like some company about what they are already make it, their success to make it on the ESG concept, and then we try to put it on our system first. Is it proper to us or not? Because as I mentioned, we are different.
What do you think? I mean, from a mission standpoint, as you said, right? Like there's been concerns, and I see, right? It's a journey, right?
Yes.
You don't start from 100%. But what do you see? Like how quick maybe can Indonesia also catch up on some of these topics? It would be amazing, right, to see maybe Indonesia become the leader, right? Like in green nickel.
I can say now we are the leaders one. If you compare with another country, we are the leaders because what? Talking about the nickel resource, we are the number one.
Yes.
Yeah, and talking about the nickel producer, you can imagine from the 60 company, they already I can say from the top 10 company, the nickel producer in the world, we already have 8 company from the top 10 company for the nickel producer, and now we're starting to make our own price, right? So I can say currently we already the leaders for the battery raw materials, for the stainless steel materials also, because nickel for the stainless steel, nickel for the battery, so we are ready.
Oh, great, and then I think the next step would be then hopefully becoming like ESG leaders as well. Right?
Yes.
I think as the next, there's always something you can always then to work on. But I agree with you. I mean, you are.
And new players.
Exactly.
Looks like we are a kindergarten,
But a fast-growing one.
Yeah, that's right. But at least we try. That's why I'm here. That's why I'm in another country. That's why I try to engage with somebody else, with another company who more expertise, more have experience than us, and then try to grab their information, their knowledge, and then put on our system. But we just take it piece by pieces because you must compare with our condition. It's totally different, and put it on the regulation, of course. But again, this is talking about first the cost, and second thing, is it acceptable for the whole industry in Indonesia, especially on nickel? Let's see.
No, but I'm looking forward to see this journey. And I guess as the last question, if now people are enticed by, they want to come to Indonesia, I think you did a good story here already, but I'm just wondering if you, if there's a company looking for investing who maybe listens to this or is interested, like what would be the best start? Are they, I guess, did they talk to you, association, or what are the starting points to look into this further?
Well, this depends on what kind of manufacturer industry you would like to put it in Indonesia. You would like to put your investment in Indonesia. If you're talking about the mining industry, yes, I can say there is another minerals also coming. Not coming, it's already done. Yeah, from nickel we are success make it down someone. If they would like to come to Indonesia, first my suggestion is looking the raw material first. If there is no raw material, you're nothing. Okay. Second thing, who is your key person? He knows exactly about the regulation, the location, and then how to make some engagement with the government. This is not easy. And then think about which area you would like to put it in, because every area is different. Every area is different cost. Every area is different. Typical of the local society also, a local government also. Not all of them in the same type. So I think for me myself, if a new investor would like to invest in Indonesia, I think in any industry, not only in the mining side, first please read it and study it about Indonesia. The point is about the regulation. about the tax maybe, about the conditions maybe, about the facility maybe, about the incentive they will get it, and then what kind of sector. The second thing, again, who is your partner in Indonesia? Okay, for your information, if you come into the mining industry, as a foreign company, the max share you can get only 49%, the maximum share for the foreigner only, for the foreign company. But if you come into the industry, as a factory or what else it is, you can get 100% honestly. But the director of the BOD and the operational should be on the local one.
Thanks for sharing.
Yeah.
Hopefully, as you mentioned, hopefully you see more factories also, in cell production, and hopefully, Indonesia can really become a powerhouse.
Depend. If you mention about the pyrometallurgy, I said please stop. You're oversupply for to make the NPI for the nickel made. You're oversupply. Stop it. I'm concerned about the raw material. I'm not sure it will enough to cover all of the factories in Indonesia. But if you're talking about you would like to invest on hydrometallurgy to make MSP, to make the nickel spot, please welcome.
Interesting. Great. No, really appreciate your time, Mehdi, and
Thank you.
wish you all the best on this exciting journey. And we're sure we're going to see in also all election all these topics coming.
Bismillah. Not easily.
We'll definitely look at it. And again, the battery world needs nickel, so Indonesian nickel being a big part of that. And looking so forward to see also how it evolves, and all the new standards and things coming to place there as well in the future. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for joining.
See you.